And good morning, good morning to you all. How are you doing? My name is Kule Onoge, marriage counselor and founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. And this is our Friday Live. Every Friday, we come to you taking one thing in marriage and talking about it. And I hope that today you will get something that you go back with and begin to improve your marriage. And we are live today, and I am speaking to you today all the way from the UK. Yes, I am in Birmingham, the United Kingdom. We are here for the TIP Summit. And if you are in the UK, let me hear you shout in the comment section because we are here in your country. And who was here first? Oh, Cordelia. Cordelia was here first. Who watched Cordelia this morning on my intentional parent journey? Cordelia was out. Cordelia told her story or part of her story, and it was so wonderful to listen to. And I say, well done to you, Ma. You and your husband have done great. And those testimonials were beautiful. And I see you, Reina. Oh, great. Yes. We are going to see each other. Yes. And of course, Cordelia is also in the UK, so we're going to see each other. Rosita, how you doing? Good morning. Saw you. And I'm happy that I've already seen some of the UK people. And then we're going to see more of you today. And then tomorrow is the TIP Summit itself. So you are welcome to Friday Live. And today we're going to be talking about something that is interesting. Yeah. How to sustain bliss in marriage in hard times. How to sustain bliss in marriage in hard times. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So who is ready? Who has sent this link to somebody? You need to have sent this link to somebody to come and watch, because every Friday we help marriages here. And it will be very, very good that the marriages around you are also helped, just as you are also getting some light from this place. So I hope you have sent this out to somebody. Send it out to somebody right now, and let us begin to learn how to sustain bliss in marriage during hard times. First of all, I want to remind you, marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter what your marriage is going through. It doesn't matter what has happened in your marriage. Your marriage may be going through a rough patch right now, but marriage was designed to be a beautiful thing. Marriage was designed to be a beautiful thing. And when you have that at the back of your mind, it motivates you to know that, this journey you are on, because marriage is a journey. Yes, marriage is a journey. So it motivates you to say this journey that you are on is something that is going to be beautiful in the future. And that future can be the nearest future. It can be as fast as 1 week, it can be as fast as just 1 month. But you need to do the things that you need to do to help you to keep that beauty as God created it to be. So marriage is a beautiful thing. And marriage was designed for bliss and joy. And you know that that's always my close out statement: bliss and joy. So marriage was designed for bliss and joy. We're going to be talking about what bliss and joy really means, because maybe you've been hearing me say bliss and joy, and you've been wondering, what is bliss? This bliss and joy you're always saying. You will hear it today. And my beautiful wife is here. I greet you, Wendy Ologe. She just finished anchoring My Intentional Parent Journey just a few minutes ago, and she's here. Yes, we are here together in the UK, and we are also here with Coach Ebuka Ede, the boys' coach. So we are here as a team of 3, ready to deliver to you guys tomorrow. All right, great. So let's move on. Now, all parts of the world right now, not just Nigeria, are going through hard times. Yeah, the economy is what I'm talking about. The economy is tough. Let's go to Nigeria. The economy in Nigeria is getting tougher. It's like every month something is thrown into the. Have you people noticed? Every month it gets worse. Every month the economy gets worse. The fuel price has been jumping for the past 3 months. Every month it just jumps. Now it has galloped to 1,200 in some places, 1,100 in some places. And people are wondering, how can we be paying 1,100 for fuel that we used to pay 100? And I can't even remember the old price where before we went to 600. I can't even remember what it was. Was it 195? And this pressure, this economic pressure, is now seen on all aspects of life, including marriage. But I have good news for you. Actually, marriage should influence your economy. Did you hear what I just said? Marriage should influence your economy. Your economy should not influence your marriage. Have I said something? Does it make sense? Your marriage should influence the economy. And I'll tell you how. Just follow me. And if you've not invited somebody, please invite somebody right now. Send this link far and wide. Invite somebody and tell the person to come and listen. Because you are going to leave this place today realizing that instead of the economy messing up your marriage will make the economy blossom for you. All right. So let's move. What is bliss in marriage? What is this bliss that I'm talking about in marriage? So bliss in marriage is perfect happiness and joy. Somebody is saying, perfect. Yes, perfect happiness and joy. You wake up in the morning, you just turn on the bed, look at your spouse, and just smile. That, oh, he's here. Oh, she's here. That's bliss. Perfect happiness and joy. I greet you, Omolola. Greetings. I greet you, Nena. And I greet every one of you, everyone who has been saying hi. I greet you, Chioma. I greet you, Jenny. Jenny, we saw in Lagos. I greet you. I greet you, Leader. I greet every one of you. So marriage is for bliss, and bliss is perfect happiness and joy. Bliss is having peace and rest in your marriage. You know, this marriage that many people's marriages, you are coming home, your heart is beating. You see your husband, you get uncomfortable. You see your wife, you get upset. That's a lack of bliss. Bliss means when you even see the person, it even makes you smile. I mean, you smile from, the kind of smile we say, you smile from ear to ear. Bliss is perfect happiness and joy. It is having peace and rest. Bliss is having a reason to be excited always. I posted some time ago. I said, if the thought of your spouse does not excite you, your marriage is failing. Did you hear what I said? If the thought of your spouse, that means every time, maybe your spouse is not around you, but every time you think of him or you think of her, maybe the name pops into your head for whatever reason, you just start smiling. You're just excited that, wait, this person, this man, this woman is my partner on this journey in life. If that doesn't happen, your marriage is failing. Don't deceive yourself. You may say, oh, no, but we're okay. I mean, we don't fight, we don't quarrel. That you don't fight, you don't quarrel may just be that somebody has shut down. As in, you know what? Anything, just let anything happen. That's what you feel is good. That's what you feel your marriage is riding on. I tell you, your marriage is failing, and it's just a matter of time. With time, you start seeing it failing. You know, when a bridge is failing, so cars are still plying the bridge, and it doesn't look like, I know some, was it last year? The third mainland bridge in Lagos, they had to do some major work. No, it wasn't last year. I think it was 2 years or 3 years ago. They had to do some major work on it because it was failing. Now, people are plying the bridge. And the third mainland bridge, every day, thousands of cars ply to and fro, all through the day. Every day, every week, every month, every year. So it looked like all was well. So when the government shut down the bridge and said, look, we need to do something about this bridge, people were saying, what do you mean? How can you just shut down the bridge? if they didn't shut down the bridge to attend to that bridge at that point in time, very soon, one day, the threshold of the bridge holding itself together will be overcome and that bridge will collapse. That's what's happening in many marriages. That's what's happening in many marriages. So your marriage looks as if all is well, but there are stuff, evil, discord, all those terrible things growing underneath, and you don't know. You know how you have a platform, maybe you have a wooden floor, then you have all kinds of crawling things that have built their nests there. The day you now open it, you now find out that you have been sitting on scorpions, snakes, and all of that. That's how marriages that look okay are. When I ask people, how's your marriage? And they say, we're okay. That's suspecting. Because I'm expecting you to say, oh, my marriage is great. My marriage is doing well. Oh, I'm so happy. And when you are the I'm okay kind of person, you need to go and check again. Is it really okay? Is your marriage really okay? Or you just think that, well, since every morning we don't shout on each other, all is well. All may not be well. All may not be well. All right. So we've said some of the things that bliss is. We've said it's perfect happiness. We've said it's great joy. We've said it's peace and rest. We said having a reason to be excited. These things are good things. You will agree with me that all these things are beautiful things in a marriage. And I see Vera saying foxes. So yes, last week we had that one on the little foxes that mess up your marriage. That was our live last week. Okay, so these little things are messing up your marriage, but you don't know. So let's look at some of those things that hinder bliss in marriage. So what are those things that actually hinder the bliss in the marriages that we see today? Number one, a difference in value system. A difference in value system. What's value system? That's the acceptable way to you of living. That's your value system. Quick question. What is your value system? Do you have one? Does your spouse have one? You need to be able to get to a position where you ask yourself, do I have a value system? Does my spouse have one? And then are they aligned? Principles, systems, are they aligned? Because when your value system is not aligned, you believe in a different thing, your husband believes in a different thing, or your wife believes in a different thing, you will not have bliss in that marriage. You can't have bliss, no matter how you want to. You can't have bliss in that marriage. So a difference in value system is a big hindrance to marriage. And there are a lot of people who are in this boat. You and your spouse, from the beginning, you didn't have the same value system. You just got together, got married, but your value systems are not aligned. You can't have bliss in the marriage. You can't. No matter how you try, you cannot have bliss in the marriage. So your value system is the first challenge. The value system will mess things up. The value system will put you both at loggerheads at all times because you are going left, your spouse is going right, and then the children, of course, are suffering. They are confused. They don't know. Should we go left? Should we go right? Should we stay in the center? So you even confuse them the more and mess up their lives. Yes, many of us have messed up our children's lives without even knowing, because we don't have bliss in our own marriage. So a difference in value system is a big, big problem in many marriages. Value systems will mess things up. That's what leader has said. Yes, it will mess things up. So badly that you won't even understand what it is that is happening in your home again. Cordelia says the beginning of anyhowness in the home. So anything goes because there's no value system. So I do what I want, you do what you want, and then you have messed up your home. Marriage is you're supposed to have the same value system. You're supposed to have the same value system. The next one, number 2, hindrances to bliss, is poor communication. Poor communication. Somebody is asking, what is poor communication? Poor communication is when you are unable to pass information to each other. And the passage of information is not just sending the information, it's the person receiving and understanding the information also. So poor communication messes up bliss in marriage. You can't have bliss if you don't have effective communication in marriage. Being able to talk to your wife and your wife will understand what it is you are saying and talk back to you and you will understand what it is she's saying. If you cannot do this, and every time you try to communicate, it actually ends in a fight or a quarrel, or then you can't have bliss in your marriage. You can't. I hope you are noting these things down. Now we try to talk on it. How be it that we may not be able to do all or cover everything about that thing, but these Friday lives are meant to spark up something inside you. They are meant to wake you up. They are meant to make you see reason. Because sometimes these things are staring you in the face, but you can't see. You know how something is staring you in the face, but your mind is somewhere else you can't see. Have you been driving before and then you are not sleeping? It's not like you even slept off, but your mind has gone off. Then you hit the car in front of you. That's what's happening to a lot of people. And that's why we are always here on Friday trying to spark up something inside you so that you can take that spark and the things that you need to now make the real fire and improve your marriage. You know how you have a lighter. Now, the lighter is not what is going to cook your meal. The lighter is only to spark the wood that you gather together, create a spark, create a little flame, and then you fan it for it to become a big flame for you to actually cook. So you need to understand that these Friday lives are so important because it will wake you up. Some of the things we're even telling you are things you already know. Maybe you've even taught it before in church or in Sunday school or whatever. But somehow the cares of life have made you forget. We are here to remind you so that you can refocus and come back again and begin to do the things that you are supposed to do. Back to the hindrances. Poor communication. This one is on top on the radar. Not communicating well. You can't have bliss. You can't have that perfect joy that we spoke about. Perfect happiness, peace, tranquility. You can't have it. Excitement. You can't have it because your communication is poor. And so both of you are not being able to relate to each other. They're not able to relate to each other. Thank you, Mercy. Mercy says, Friday lives are sparks. That's what they are. And you need to catch the fire. So don't live the Friday lives, and when we've told you these are the things you are supposed to do, then you just say, so exciting. Coach really hits the point there. Wow, so powerful. And then what? So powerful, then what? Take the steps. I don't know how many of you this morning watched the TIP, My Intentional Parent Journey. It was by one of us who is here, Cordelia. She was the one who was presenting her scorecard and said how she moved from where she was, then used the things that she learned from the TIP, from the Marital Academy, and was able to now, she's now somewhere that she hasn't reached where she's going. In fact, she's still a distance from where she's going, but definitely she's not where she was. So allow these sparks to catch the fire. But more importantly, the things we tell you to do, the instructions, please follow them. Because if you don't follow the instructions, you will just come here every Friday, you'll get excited, and that's all. And that's all. So poor communication will mess up bliss in your marriage. Number 3, financial challenges. So this is where we now are, because we're talking about the current situation, right? Especially in Nigeria, but same thing happening world round, where the economy is messed up. So that challenge, because you don't know what to do, will mess up bliss in your marriage. So both of you come home every day, you are angry, you are frustrated. What they were paying you before you can't use it to do anything. You are fueling your tank before with 20,000 naira, 10,000 naira. Now to fuel the same tank, it's not just multiplied by 2, it's sometimes by 2.5. You are now spending 60,000 naira to fuel the same tank, and you're wondering, how do I get the money? My entire salary is 100,000. I used to use 20,000 to fuel. Now I'm using 60,000 to fuel. So I only have 40,000. And then everything else in the market has gone up. So you bring all that frustration, you bring everything, and you pour it on each other. And you keep pouring it on each other, until eventually it causes a gulf between you. It causes a gulf between you. So financial challenges will hinder bliss. That's why you need to do something about the financial challenges, and there is what to do. Don't sit down and say we can't do anything about it. No, you run on a different economy. Many of us here are Christians, right, that are listening to me. We run on a different economy. You need to understand that. The economy of where you are, notwithstanding. Let me ask you a question. This same Nigeria that you are, that things are so hard, are people still throwing parties? Yes. Are they still popping champagne? Yes. Are they still buying new cars? Oh, yes. The car market, people are even buying more new cars now than before. Are they still going on holidays? Yes. Are they still paying for expensive schools? Yes. And before you come to me and say, no, these people stole money, it's not true. It is true that there are people who stole money that are spending the money like that. But there are many people who are doing very well for themselves, who are able to do these things and afford these things. So don't come from the point of, oh, you don't understand, coach, unless you soil your hands in bad things, it's not going to work. It's not true. Look at me. If you can't see any other person to look at me and my wife. Our hands are not soiled. We make very clean money, create wealth, and living fine, because we are following the things that help you to do that. We run away from responsibilities, and when we run away from responsibilities, you just cloud yourself with frustration. There is what you should do. Yes, the government has failed in so many ways, we agree. How about you? You are pointing at the government having failed. How about you? How have you fared in the little economy in your own home that you have been given? Instead, you are bickering, fighting over who will send money, who will not send money, And then, even with that, you are still putting yourself under pressure, doing things with money that you are not supposed to do. Ashoebi gang, I'm here for you. Every month, you are buying one Ashoebi or the other. Have you not heard my story, me and my wife, saying that the year we were building our first house, we didn't buy one shirt, one singlet, one scarf, one slippers. We did not buy, and nobody died. We didn't go for one party because we didn't have what to wear. We wore one traditional every Sunday for those 10 months. I still remember it, black and white. So if you are looking for us in church, you will see us. So what's your excuse, sir? Ma, what's your excuse? So financial challenges are real and they can hinder bliss. However, don't worry. We're going to get to what you need to do. Number 4, unsatisfactory sex. Yes, we will talk about it. Someone is saying, Coach, don't go there. Sex is just a duty. That's not true. Sex has 3 purposes that God created it for. 3. The first one is that sex is supposed to be for bonding. The next one is that it's supposed to be for enjoyment. That's why it's the sweetest thing. That's the sweetest experience, physical experience that a human being can have. And number 3 is for procreation. So this number 2 that we're talking about, why is it a problem? Why do you think that you should not have satisfactory sex in marriage? Why do you think you should not enjoy it? I hear a lot of people, I've been a counselor for quite a while. Been a counselor for 13 years now. That's quite a while. And I've heard people come to me and say, when I say, how about sex? I say, Coach, that one, just leave it. It's just okay. We're fine. Why do you want to sit down in mediocrity when you can get excellence? Yes, I'm still talking about sex. In case you are wondering, what's Coach? Which one is Coach saying? I'm still talking about sex. Yes, there can be excellence. You can enjoy it because it's meant to be enjoyed. It is part of what should help you have bliss in marriage. But when you don't have it, when you're not satisfied, then you can't have bliss in marriage the way it's supposed to be. And then in that area, you're always frustrated. You're not excited. When it is getting to dark and your spouse is touching you, you're wondering, you've come again. Okay, let's just do this thing and move. That is not how it's meant to be. It's supposed to be something that both of you are chasing each other, laughing, having fun. Oh my God. So you need to understand that this can be a hindrance to bliss. So don't push it aside. It's something that should be discussed. We will get there. And number 5 is a poor relationship with God. A poor relationship with God. If you don't have a good relationship with your maker, then you're going to have issues when you have problems. Let's use a car, a Toyota car, Prado, 2024. It has a problem, right? The kind of problem it has, there are some kind of problems it will have. You need to send it to Toyota or one of their distributors to be able to solve that problem because it's not a mechanic problem. Many of us are focusing on mechanics that are doing trial and error instead of you to go to a manufacturer. In this case, the manufacturer, that's God Almighty. Look, you cannot do this marriage race without God. I'm sorry, but you cannot do this marriage race without God. Every time you say, well, this church thing, we're all Christians, once you start going like that, just note that your marriage is going to be tough. It's not a prayer, it is the truth. Because God was the person who institutionalized marriage. So if you take him out of the equation, you are just going to have a terrible association of two people. So you cannot do marriage without God. You cannot. You have a poor relationship with God, you are going to have a poor marital relationship. Check it. You too check it as I'm talking to you now. You cannot tell me you have bliss and joy in your marriage and you're not close to God. I challenge you. Come on online and say that, oh no, I'm not close to God, but my marriage is excellent. Come and say it. Let's hear. You can't. Because the person who created it, you have shoved him aside. And you are trying to do it on your own. Remember, there's no vacuum in life. If God is not in your marriage, the devil will come in. Did you hear what I said? There's no vacuum in life. Please, someone should put it in the comment section. There's no vacuum in life. If God is not in your marriage, the devil will come in. Simple and short. So these are some of the hindrances to bliss, that excitement, that peace, that extreme perfect happiness. These are some of the hindrances. Let's now go to what you now need to do. So, what are the things that you need to do to just help your marriage to begin to enjoy bliss? What are the things that you need to do? Number one, realign your value systems. Or should I say, align your value systems? Align your value systems. You need to sit down, you and your spouse, and say, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? In fact, that sitting down is something you do during what we call a marriage dinner. Have you ever heard of marriage dinner before? The conclavites who are here, they know marriage dinner. Or in case you are wondering what is conclavite, a conclavite is somebody who is in the couples conclave, the annual accountability program of the Marriage Academy. And you can see me smiling as I'm saying it because it's a beautiful place to be. In case you are not there, well, you need to join. Well, we'll talk about that later on. But I said you need to sit down at a marriage dinner. And a marriage dinner is a meeting you have with your spouse for discussing serious things about your marriage. In fact, we recommend that you do this once every month. Choose a date and sit down with your spouse with a pen and a notebook and go over your marriage plan and see where you people are. Go over the things that happened in the month, the good, the bad. For the bad, address it. For the good, appreciate each other. And then you can move on. So, realigning your value system, you should create a marriage dinner. Tell your spouse, let's have a marriage dinner. Let's sit down and talk about our marriage. And realign the value system. The realignment of the value system starts with both of you even going to the same place of worship. I've had calls over the years to counsel people. The husband will say, I'm going to Catholic. The wife will say, I'm going to Anglican. Husband will say, I'm going to Redeem. Wife will say, I'm going to Winners. Husband will say, I'm going to CAC. Wife will say, I'm going to some. You cannot have the same value system if you are not in the same worship center. A husband and a wife should go to the same church. Somebody is saying, Coach, this one, I am saying it. Somebody came to me recently and said, well, my wife likes attending this particular assembly. So because she likes it, me, I've just left her and I've just continued serving in this other place. I said, no, sir. I said, either both of you go to her place or go to your place. As long as it's a Bible-believing church, it doesn't really matter. When I say Bible-believing, you know what I mean. Real church, not these funny things that are happening around. So as long as it's a real church, people should decide which one you want to go to, either the husband's own or the wife's own. If you are listening to me right now, I can see the comment section is closed. It's quiet. If you are listening to me right now and your husband goes to one church or your wife goes to one church and you go to another, today is the day both of you will change and decide to go to the same church. Because when you go to different churches, you hear different things at different times. When your wife is hearing that we should do prayer and fasting, your husband is hearing that we should do bazaar. The same period. So your wife is doing prayer and fasting and has not cooked in the house. Then you, the husband, you come home and you're expecting food in the house. In fact, you're expecting lavish food in the house, and then there's nothing. That's the beginning of quarrel. That's the beginning of conflict. That is the end of bliss. Listen to me and listen very well. And don't also say, oh, we go to the same church. Both of us, we are both redeemed. But my husband will attend this other parish because that's where he serves. Me, I'll attend this other parish because that's where I serve. Please, both of you collapse your service. Your service to God first is by worship. Did you hear what I just said? Your service to God first is by worship, not by the physical service you are doing for him. It is your worship service he takes first before the physical service in the church. So if that physical service in the church is what is affecting you, both of you being in the same place, please leave the physical service first. Don't worry, God will not be angry. God is more important in your soul than in the work that you are doing. God is more important, is more interested. God is more interested in your soul than in the work you are doing for him. So if the work you are doing for him is going to make you miss your soul, then it's better that you leave the work. Somebody is asking, what if you go to the same church and he goes only when he feels like, so we are getting there. You will talk about it. That's why we said realign your value system with a meeting. A lot of couples don't do meetings, as in, let's sit down. What happens is that they just talk on the side. Oh, I think this is what we should do. The other person will say, well, that's not what I think we should. Then you will be talking and you'll be moving. You're not sitting down. And that's why I said, organize a marriage dinner. And if you don't know how to organize a marriage dinner, there is a guide for marriage dinners on our online store. Go there, the Marital Academy on Seller. You will see that guide for starting your marriage dinner. Go, get it, download it, and start your marriage dinner. All this talk you people are talking on the way, as if both of you are walking on the street and just seeing each other and saying hello, hi. That is not conversation. That's not marital conversation. You need to sit down, spend like 2-3 hours. If you want to go out of the house, go out of the house. If you want to go and rent a hotel room, whatever you want to do, do it. Sit down with your notebook and have a conversation, not confrontation. Most of what happens in marriages is confrontation. This person will just say this, the other person say, no, this is the way I want to do it. Boom, 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 boom. At the end of the day, nothing. So you need to realign your value system. And I've told you one of the first things you need to do about that is make sure you are worshiping God the same way, in the same place, at the same time. Then it will be easy for you to start realigning other things, because value system is also your belief system. And your belief system is controlled majorly by your spiritual system. So sort out your spiritual system as a couple, and then you will find out that all the other things, all the other principles will align. Thank you, leader. God is more interested in your soul than the work you are doing for him. Please, if you don't take anything, take this one away today. Because for some of us, we've been so beclouded with work. Don't get me wrong. I'm a church worker. I've been a church worker for years. And I'll be a church worker till the end. But I will not replace my relationship with God with church work. So if church work is going to mess up my relationship, I'll go and fix my relationship first with God. Then when I am solid, I will now go and continue my physical work. And thank you. Cordelia says, marriage dinner was a highlight for us too. Everyone will wait till marriage dinner and then talk about everything that has happened during the month. Beautiful. This is the conclavite. Cordelia is a full-blown conclavite. When I say full-blown, she and her husband, Sonny, they do everything that we have spoken about. When we give directions, they follow to the letter. And they're seeing the results. I'm not the one that is going to enjoy you following to the letter. You will. So you have heard her. Their marriage dinner is their own highlight. They wait for it at the month when they are doing it. They sit down and discuss issues. Stop this confrontation. You are fighting with your husband. You are fighting with your wife. Everybody is not on the same line, and everybody is arguing. And no, that won't help you. Sit down, have a conversation. Like I said, create the time. It's not 30 minutes conversation. No, make sure you have like 3 hours. Both of you should sit down. That's why we even call it dinner, so you can even bring food so that nobody is hungry, nobody is going anywhere. Sit down and talk. Couples are not talking, and that's a big problem in the marriage system. Couples are not talking. You need to talk with your spouse, and it will break something. Number 2, listen more to your spouse. Remember, we're talking about how you ensure bliss, right? Listen more to your spouse. Listen more. A lot of us don't listen to understand. We listen to respond. Someone should put that in the comment section. A lot of us do not listen to understand each other. We only listen to respond. So your spouse is talking to you. Instead of you to take some time, calm down, and listen to what it is that he is saying to you or she is saying to you. You are just waiting and saying, well, let me not talk so that they won't say I'm rude. So you are just waiting and waiting. Immediately he's done talking, you just start your own. You do. Then your husband will also do. He will roll out his own. Then you roll out. At the end of the day, nothing is achieved because nobody is listening. You are just hearing each other. Nobody is listening to actually understand what the spouse is saying. Because if you listen to understand, some of the pains your spouse is going through, some of the emotional hurt that your spouse is going through, he or she will be able to tell you, and you'll be able to pick and know where your own part is. Because most of the time, we're very quick to point at our spouses and say, you have done the wrong thing, but we don't remember the part that we did. And that's why Jesus Christ said in the book, and in the Bible, he said, why beholdest thou the speck in your brother's eye, where there's a whole log, a whole mote inside your own eye? Remove first the log in your eye so that you can see to remove in your brother's eye. That is what we need in a lot of marriages today. So listen to your spouse. That thing your spouse has been trying to say is the secret to the beginning of bliss in your marriage. That thing that your spouse is trying to say is the beginning of the renewal, the growth, and the building of bliss in your marriage. So listen, in fact, today, when you get home, I'm sure most of you are at work. When you get home, sit down, apologize to your spouse, and tell him or her that I have not listened to you in a while. There may be one or two things that you want to tell me that I'm not doing right. Can you please tell me? And when you are saying this, don't go there and say it because Coach Kunle told you to say it. You say, well, Counselor said we should do it. So if I don't do it now, it will be like I'm not listening. So let me do it. Then you get home, you say, hey, honey, oh yeah, come and sit down. Come and sit down. Honey, maybe there are some things that I have done to you in the past. So say it, please. Just say it or say it. Say it now, because if you don't say it now, then there's nothing again. Say it now. When you do that, the person can see through you and know that you're just doing this so that you can mark the register that you did it, but you're not doing it genuinely. Do it genuinely, knowing that it's possible that your spouse has something to say to you. Sit down. I said apologize to him or her first for not listening in the past. Gently. Can you see how my voice has come down now? Gently. I'm so sorry, honey. I may have missed out some things that you wanted to tell me. There may be some things that I have done that have upset you, maybe even over the years that you've not been able to tell me. I just heard a teaching now and I am ready to listen to you. So please tell me what it is. Maybe we can start with one thing. Tell me one thing that I'm not doing well. And then you open your heart to receive the one thing. Open your heart very well to receive it. Because what you will hear, ask those people who have come for counseling with their spouses, ask them. Sometimes what the spouse will say, their mouth will be open and say, how come you are just saying this now? You mean you've kept this thing inside your heart since? No, he or she didn't keep it since. He or she tried to tell you, but you were not listening. So he just kept quiet, or she just kept quiet. So the opportunity only came during the counseling because now there's a third party who is a professional in the middle. So you just feel, well, at least so that I can speak up. Then the person speaks. All right. Someone says, he don't upset me this morning. Make he beg me. Okay. You are still pointing. You are still pointing at him. Nkoye says, indeed, it was from Coach I learned that there is an apology language. And this is this Nkoye that hosted us, or is one of those that is hosting us in the UK? If it is, say hi and let me know it is you. And yes, Mr. Moses says, I celebrate you. The apology can come with pounded yam, with vegetable soup, with assorted meat. I'm sure, Mr. Moses, I'm sure that Sharon is hearing you right now. So Sharon already, Sharon is already in this game. So I'm sure Sharon, whenever she wants to apologize, you are telling us how she says it. So thank you very much. You are giving hints to some people. I greet you. And who's this? Victoria says, you are really God sent. All right, we thank you. We thank God for that you are getting something from this. Okay. And Nkoye says, hi, how you doing? All right. So the next thing, number 3, remember we're talking about how do you ensure bliss. We ensure bliss by speaking decently to each other. Speaking decently to each other. You see, this attitude that many people have, that because it is my husband or my wife, I should be able to say anything to you. Yes, you should be free with your husband and your wife, but there is still decency in freedom. Some of you have used freedom of speech to speak anyhow to your husbands, anyhow to your wives. Especially the ones, the wives speaking to husbands. For a man, respect is like food. Respect and sex for a man, they're like food, even though respect is higher than sex for them. So when you do not speak decently to your husband will not listen to you. There's something inside him, it is called his ego. His ego will rise and his ego will not come down, and he can't hear you again when he feels you have insulted him. I have had so many sessions where the men say, the reason that I'm not into this marriage anymore is because my wife has insulted me. And then the woman will now even rant in the session. I say, how did I insult you? Did I insult you? Already, that's an insult. You don't need to say you are stupid to insult somebody. The way you interject when somebody is speaking is already an insult. You have brought the person down. So it's not, because some people will claim, well, I don't insult my wife, I don't insult my husband, so how can he or she say I'm disrespecting? You interjecting, you not allowing him to talk, those things are part of the disrespect. So learn to speak decently to each other. It will help you. Nena says over familiarity. Yes, it's a disease. You are so familiar. And then you just talk anyhow. As you open your mouth, what comes into your brain is what comes out of your mouth. Then you have lost the law of the mind. The law of the mind controls what comes out of your mind, or it's supposed to control what comes out of your mouth. So it's not everything that you think of. Even if you look at that, your husband, and say, this stupid man, it should not come out of your mouth. And then you need to go and pray to God to help your mind. So that you stop looking at the stupidity of your husband and look at the best of it. You look at your wife and you say, this evil woman, it shouldn't come out of your mouth. Those are things that cannot come out of your mouth. You must, and don't tell me, oh no, are you saying that I should be muzzled? Are you saying I should not speak? If you don't have nice things to say, please keep quiet. Yes, I said so. Keep quiet. If your spouse has done something wrong, you can look for a decent way of need to insult or disrespect your spouse to tell him or you need to. Not need your spouse. She has. Okay, so UK people, what's happening to your network? What's going on? I thought it was in Nigeria we used to have this challenge. Even here. All right, so sorry. I hope you can hear me now. The network threw me out, but I'm back now. Please put it in the comment section if you can hear me so that we can begin to continue. Put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Anybody? Somebody? Please put it in the comment section. Let me be sure that you can hear me or you can see me. We've been talking about how you ensure bliss. Okay, yes, I am back. All right, clear. Good. So We've said realign your value system. We've said listen more to your spouse. We've said speak decently to each other. We've said okay, so the fourth one now is speak the love language of your spouse. Speak the love language of your spouse. It's very important. Now, what's a love language for people who are just probably listening to me for the first time? A love language is the way a person wants to be loved. That's how the person feels loved. What you do or say to a person that makes the person feel loved. And if you've not already done it, please go online and look for the 5 love languages quiz. The 5 love languages quiz or test. That's one by Gary Chapman. Please look for it online. You and your spouse should take that test so that you know what your love language is. And then once you know what your spouse's love language is, begin to speak his love language or her love language to him or her. Don't speak your own love language to your spouse. Your spouse will feel loved only when you speak his or her own love language to him or her. So that's one thing you need to do. You need to speak the love language of your spouse continuously. Number 5, you need to complete the communication circle. You learned communication circle in school, right? You've forgotten it. You learned it either in primary school or in secondary school. Have you forgotten it? So communication circle starts with the sender and the message that the sender wants to send. Then the sender encodes the message and transmits it to the receiver through a medium. That medium can be oral, it can be written, it can be emotion, it can be touch. But the message is sent. The receiver is supposed to receive the message, decode the message. But the problem is that that's not the end of the communication circle. There is a very major part of the communication circle, and that major part of the communication circle is the feedback. Thank you, Deborah. Please like the video so that more people can see this video. Like the video as you're watching it. Everybody right now, if you're watching me right now, please click the like button. Click like. Maybe thumbs up. All right. Thank you so much, Deborah. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. You need to communicate that communication circle by feedback. So your spouse has sent something to you, some communication to you. Have you asked if you are not clear about it? That's feedback. Remember, either the sender or the receiver can get feedback. A lack of feedback is what causes assumptions in marriage, and assumptions mess up marriage. Did you hear what I just said? A lack of feedback is what brings assumptions in marriage, and assumptions mess up a marriage. Assumptions mess up a marriage. So you need to complete the communication circle. Complete it. And Mr. Moses says, support each other and laugh together, show empathy, lend a hand, encourage hobbies, and rest ultimately strengthens your resilience as a couple. Humor can lighten stress and bring a sense of relief. I agree with you 120%. And it is the man that has that responsibility of humor, of initiating humor in the house. I always tell men that in my own home, I am the clown. I'm the one that makes everybody laugh. Because if I'm not soft enough to make people laugh, the tension will not allow humor. So even if somebody else wants to introduce humor, it won't happen. So I need to first be the first humor maker, so that everybody else knows that they can impute humor. So thank you so much for that, Mr. Moses. I like that. So ensure there is humor in your home. All this, everybody is serious. Everybody is serious. You people are not the one that caused Nigeria problem. Oh. It was there since. And for those of you who are saying Nigeria is bad, Nigeria has been bad since. I was born in the 70s, late 70s. Nigeria has been bad that time. Maybe you say I was a toddler that time, so I didn't see Nigeria. I saw Nigeria in the 80s. Nigeria was bad. Every government blamed the previous government. That was when military governments were toppling each other, right? Every government blamed the previous government. We are still doing the same thing right now. Shebi, we all blame Buhari. We said Buhari's government was the worst. Now we're in Tinubu. We are shouting. So I'm saying it so that you will not depend on this government. You need to make yourself happy. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses. Number 6 now. Make money by innovation. Make money. You see, the problem, part of the financial challenge you have is because there's no money, right? So make money now. Is it difficult? Make money. Some of you claim you work hard, but the truth of the matter is that between me and you, you don't. Or you may work hard, but you are not working smart. You may work very, very hard, but you are not dissipating your energy in the right places. What stops you from, because some of you just work 8 in the morning, you are back home by 5, and then that's all. And then you say you are busy. Please stop using this excuse of I'm busy or I can't do anything else. It's not true. I was a banker for 18 years. I did business all 18 years, and it didn't affect my work. So make money, create wealth. Create wealth. There's a course that I have. I'm sure some of you here attended that course. There's a course that I have, how to make $1 million for your family. Please go to our online store and buy that video course. Sit down with your spouse and watch it. Because there I taught how to make money, how to manage money, how to multiply money. Yes, the course is called How to Make $1 Million for Your Family. Someone put it there in the comment section, and I'm sure my team will also put it there. How to make $1 million for your family. And in case you don't know how to get some of these resources, there's an advert scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You'll see a number there. That advert is for a singles program, but the same number that is there, if you reach out to that number, you'll get details, all the details about all our programs. So just make money. I don't know how to mix it and say it again. Go and take that course. How to make $1 million for your family. Go and take that course and settle this money issue so that you stop. Thank you, Lucy. So that you stop having palpitations because of money. Your money is to be created, and people are creating money every day. You too, you can create money. Go and learn. Number 7, stop trivializing sexual satisfaction. Stop trivializing it. Many of you, your spouse will tell you, well, I'm not satisfied with sex. You say, is sex food? Sex is food. Yes, I'm saying it. Sex is food. Sex is food. Shoma says, how to make $1 million for your family. Replaying the revelation in that course. Okay, reaping the revelation in that course already. Beautiful. So everybody, please go and get that course. It will help you. It's 2 modules. So I can't tell you 2 modules in the next 2 minutes. It's impossible. 2 modules. You will sit down with that course. Your financial life cannot remain the same if you implement the things in that course. Back to the sex matter. Please talk about sex. If sex is not satisfactory in your marriage, talk about it. Speak up. Speak up. Remember, when we say speak up, go back to what's it? Where is it? Listen, speak decently. Number 3. Go back up to number 3. Because the problem with some of you is that you try to talk about issues, but you don't speak decently. So speak decently, but talk about sex. Again, there is another course, renewing the marriage bed. Renewing the marriage bed. Go and look at for those courses. See, if you've never, is there anybody here who has never gone to our online store and seller? Please just say it so that we know how many people we're reaching out to, so that as you are saying it, the team will be reaching out to you with the link to the course. Is there anybody who has never gone on our online store on seller, the Marriage Seal Academy on seller? Just say, I have not gone. If you put I have not gone, the team will see it. They will send you a private message of how to get to our online store. There is everything you need. I mean, every single thing you need is there on our online store. Courses, books, they're there. What are you waiting for? Okay, so I can see some people, I have not gone, link please. So the team will send you direct messages right now. And again, if you, like I said, the number that is scrolling on your screen, if you send a WhatsApp message to that number with any inquiry about marriage, you will get your results. So stop trivializing sexual satisfaction, please. Talk to each other about your expectations in bed. It is important. Sex is supposed to be the sweetest part of marriage. And if that sweetest part of marriage is not in your marriage will not have bliss. Your marriage will not have bliss. Mr. Moses is here for us to do. He says sex is a food. Sex within married couples is like eating the favorite meal you need, you love, you talk about it. This is it's food. Come on. If you do that course, for those of you who did not attend that course, when I was delivering that course, the one I'm saying, go and get the replay, renewing the marriage bed, married couples were closing their ears and saying that I'm turning them into virgins, because the things they were hearing, they never knew that these are things that can be discussed. Discuss these things with your spouse and stop being frustrated all your life. Some of you waited for sex. You kept yourself. You now got into marriage, and then you are now not enjoying it, and you're wondering what's happening. I'm telling you that you need to talk about it, so that you stop getting angry with that wife of yours. Stop getting angry, because part of why you are not allowing bliss is because you are frustrated in bed. And bed alone can help you. It can catapult your bliss to cloud 38. All right, very quickly, we've spent so much time. So the next one is number 8, have a personal relationship with God. Have a personal relationship with God. I don't know how else to say this one. Pray on your own to him. Have a schedule, a prayer schedule. Have a schedule to read your Bible. Have a schedule to worship and praise him. Have a schedule to fast. Have a schedule for God. You see how you have schedule for work? You don't miss work. When it's time for work, you are rushing if you are late. But when it's time for God, you just say, hey, you can't wait. Create a schedule for God the way you have created a schedule for work. And when you do this, first for yourself, individually first, because each of you needs to have a personal relationship with God first. When your personal relationship with God is strong, then you can begin to have mutual relationships with him that will even be stronger. Number 9, build a family altar. So after you have finished your personal relationship with God, then build a family altar. A family altar is where you have that, your family has that relationship. So Bible study, prayer. So create a family altar. How do you worship your God? Create it and let it be consistent. And then finally, number 10, join an accountability system to support your journey. This journey of marriage, you can't do it on your own. You need a system to hold you accountable and support you on the way. And that's where the Couples Conclave comes in. The Couples Conclave is the 11-month program of the Marriage Seal Academy. The Couples Conclave runs from January to November every year. And we start in January, end in November, take a break during Christmas, that's December, and then start again in January. What do we do at the Couples Conclave? We give you daily tips on marriage. We give you weekly bonding activities. Weekly bonding activities. Just Mercy says, my husband has been calling me good woman after renewing your bed course. Hello? Does she need to say more? Does Mercy need to say more? If your husband is now calling you good woman, it means that he was frustrated before. Now he's no more frustrated, so you're a good woman. Mercy, take your flowers. I clap for you and I celebrate you. Well done. Back to the Couples Conclave. So we send you daily tips on marriage. We send you weekly activities. We tell you the things to do every week that at least one day in a week you and your wife can do, you and your husband can do. It keeps the fire burning. We give you weekly master classes. You see what you are hearing here? We give you a full master class. Sorry, monthly master classes once every month. These are the things that the conclavites enjoy. We do book reading and review. Those book reading and review is something else. Because even you, when you have read a book before, by the time you come out together and review the book, the things you didn't see in the book, you will see them. And then, of course, you get discounts on all our courses. So every course that we're doing, you get discounts on them. You get discounts on all our courses, and then you also get discount on counseling sessions. And then finally, as a conclavite, you have access to our annual couples retreat. That one is the only physical part. Oh, by the way, the entire part of the conclave, couples conclave, is online. So you can join from anywhere in the world. This year, we have 234 couples from all over the world that are in the current couples conclave. So you can join too. Then the physical part of the conclave is only the physical retreat that we do once a year. This year, we did it at the beautiful Ekpe Resort in Lagos, and the videos are online. You can go this same YouTube channel. You can get some of the videos there and watch. So join the couples conclave. It will help you. It will build your marriage. It will hold you accountable. This is where we are going to put a stop to it. And I believe that we have enjoyed every single bit of it. I encourage you to join us on Friday again. Time is spent. I would have taken questions, but time has gone, and I want to release you people. And also, the UK people here have a program for us today. The main program is tomorrow, but there's a program for us today, and we'll have to go for that program. So you will pardon me. I would have to end it here right now, but I'm sure you have learned something. If you've learned something, put it in the comment section and say, I have learned something. So pick the things that we have told you. We have given you 10 steps to ensure bliss in your marriage. Pick these 10 steps and begin to implement them today. Thank you for joining us. And then for those of you in the UK, make sure you are there. I'm sure you have the details. And in case you don't have the details of the location and all that, reach out to the number that is on the screen, that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and you'll get all the details for that. Please make sure you are there. If your spouse is not coming, start talking to him or her today to make sure he comes with you or she comes with you. You will really have a lovely time. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. My name is Kunle Ologe, marriage counselor, founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. Bliss and joy.
My name is Dennis.
And I'm Joy.
And together we are Joy and Dennis Ajayi. We get to give a review about the Couples Conclave Retreat 2024. There we go first.
Bonded for Life 2024.
Yes.
Oh my God.
On the road to recovery was running team on the session. All of the teachings on the road to recovery gave deep insights into marriages and gave tips on how you can build, sustain, and enjoy your marriage.
Oh, what about the boat ride?
Yes, there were rides. Boat ride, bus ride, bed ride.
Take me back.
Several rides.
And the sessions, we had games, we had the prayer walk, we had exercise, the Roomba dance that morning. Oh, and the food was good. The connection.
Yes, connection too.
Oh my God.
The couples retreat was an embodiment of everything you will need to just reignite that spark in your marriage. We had an amazing time. I want to say thank you to Master Conclave. Thank you to Yellow Wife Coach Wendy and everyone that God used in that session. It was amazing. I will say God bless you.
Thank you, thank you. Whether your marriage is at the stage where everything is working, then come and keep the fire burning. And if the spark is low, like he said, come and reignite it. For us, we caught the fire and we're going to keep it burning. And we have our agenda now
yes,
to show
we have our agenda. We're coming back to 2025 with walk-ins. And let me let you know, we in fact, we will never miss the retreat.
By God's grace.
I don't even know how, is it that you move me out of the spot, but the Couples Retreat, Conclave Retreat is our annual event, Couples Shiloh.
Yes.
I will not miss it. Miss it, miss out. Bye.
Join the Couples Conclave 2025 and come into a community of people who are on a journey to make their marriage the best that it can be. We'll hold your hands, you'll become accountable to a system, and your marriage will turn into something beautiful that you cannot even imagine. My name is Kunle Ologe, marriage counselor and founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. You're welcome. If you are not married by 26, you are late. There's a time for everything under the sun. And even though lost time can be made up for, but it can never be recovered. Are you above 26 and do not know who to marry yet? Are you above 18 and the fears of marriage are gripping you? Do you know that your body as a woman begins to get stressed in childbirth once you are 35 and above? Do you know that as a man you need to be able to play with your kids in your youthful age? Come and get the knowledge you need to find your God-ordained spouse. We invite you to the Becoming Mr. and Mrs. Singles course happening between the 7th and the 9th of November 2024. Here you are going to learn how to choose the right spouse for you, how you get that God-ordained spouse in your space. You're going to be learning how to plan for your wedding day. You're going to be learning how to plan for your marriage. And most interestingly, after the course, you're going to be put in a group where you can mingle with other singles, and just maybe that is where you will find your spouse. Register with the details immediately after this. Please enjoy.